Good morning from Greenville, South Carolina. And we're back at you, back on the road. You notice I didn't do a few days worth of videos. I really didn't want to. Well, I was kind of off Sunday, Monday, and I just don't believe in doing the blah blah. Just talk about nothing, kind of blogs. So I'm only going to try to do the videos. When I have something that's interesting to do, like when I started back today. But it's been a chaotic couple days as far as work schedule goes. This time of year in the charter tour and sport business, it's probably the most busiest time of the year. Football season probably being next. My schedule kind of changed 2 or 3 times since Sunday. One thing I did this past weekend that I couldn't do any filming about, it was kind of odd. I was with the United States men's soccer team. They're the ones that are Team USA. I was with the family, and they're the ones who were playing in the FIFA World Cup this year around the United States. So they were playing a practice and exhibition game against Brazil down in the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Atlanta. And one of the rules they have, the company that oversees them and all that, is really tough as far as what you can do and can't do. No videos, no social media, no nothing about what you're doing. Just it's kind of strange. We're out here working with top lines of Major League Baseball and NFL, and college basketball, and they're so relaxed about their that kind of stuff. But here they're really anal about it, so I didn't do anything. Obviously, don't want to cause any kind of problem. So just worked around the house all day yesterday getting things done because 3 o'clock in the afternoon I get a call from my dispatch that they're going to make a change of my week schedule. So instead of going down to Atlanta tomorrow to take the Braves to the airport, I'm going to take a University of Georgia tennis team, which I've never done before, kind of new, over to play a match in Knoxville, Tennessee at the University of Tennessee, and then we're going to move up to University of Kentucky, where they'll play a match, and we'll come home Saturday. So I'll be home for Easter, that's good, and Monday. And then pick back up with the Greenville Drive. Their season starts. The Greenville Drive is the single A team of the Boston Red Sox. So the first 2 trips in April are really nice and easy, especially the first one. We just drive 30 minutes over to Spartanburg and come back every night. So I'm home, see my wife, the cats, get my own bed every night for the week. So I had a chance to go down to Florida to work with Florida baseball for the week. And I'm like, nah, I think I'd rather stay home and be in my own bed every night. Because that don't come around very often. So we have 2 trips to Spartanburg this year, so I just didn't want to let it get by. So today I got the Anderson University girls softball. They're a real nice bunch of girls and coaches. Going up to Winston-Salem, North Carolina for a doubleheader. So the only problem here is getting up at dark 30. Back up at 4:30 in the morning. You hear the birds chirping in the morning, walking to the bus lot. That's one of the only good things I enjoy. Besides my cats, I love taking care of birds, feeding birds, watching them. So it's really nice in the morning, hear them all chirping in the morning. Reminds me of my days when I was a trooper working 3rd shift. 4 or 5 in the morning, you start hearing the birds coming out when you're getting ready to go home. So anyway, I'm over there to pick them up. Be over there at 6:45 in the morning, leave at 7:15. It's right about a 3.5 hour trip up to Winston-Salem. Good weather day, thankfully, because it's going to be kind of iffy later on in the week for anybody with outdoor sports. Stormy weather, they say. But hey, you know how the weather would go. Believe when we see it, I guess. But I do want to ask if people are watching this, what kind of videos you like me to do. I'd like to hear the comments. Because again, like I said, I don't like to just get on here like some of the bloggers do, just blah, blah, blah. I feel like they're just trying to air up and fill up 30 minutes of whatever. So I'm a little more particular about that, but hey, it's a channel what you guys like. So I like to address what you guys like. So let me know. Hope you like these sports teams. There's little talks along the way. I think today what I'm going to do also, because I'm going to have a number of hours down, I think today we'll talk about the hours of service and how many hours we can drive a day, how many days a week, how many hours you can be on duty all day. Since right now everybody's running really wide open right now. The thing too, we're running pretty hard is we have a couple drivers that are out sick and hurt. So when that that happens, a lot of people like us got to fill in and step up, I guess. It's just part of it. So I think we'll do that today. Give a little discussion and fill that in. And then, like I said, we'll walk around tomorrow, maybe the University of Tennessee campus, University of Kentucky, see all that, maybe some sites over there, and so forth. So, and probably one of my days off now, I'll say next week I'll be off Sunday, Monday, Easter, and Monday. And I think one of the days maybe I'll introduce you, for all you cat lovers, to all my cats. There's 7 wonderful cats here. I love them. That's one of the hard things, is leaving in the morning when they're all looking at me like I got to go. And I'm like, oh man, I hate to go. So they all get petted, and they all get loved, and see the whole crowd back, Saturday night. But anyway, like I said, this time of year is just really hectic. Things change. I think that USA men's team is making a lot of changes down there. They're going on the fly, doing different things. So I think somebody has to creating changes. And again, when one change, it's like a snowball. It rolls down to where it affects other people and make other changes. So one change is not necessarily just one change. It can be 2 or 3 or 4 people. So, and anyway, this is, like I said, the busiest time of the year. Baseball will probably be the primary thing, especially with Major League Baseball for us, and college baseball. And again, we space ours out between Major League Baseball and college sports. So today it's only like about less than an hour drive down to Anderson, and pick up the girls, and we'll come back to you from up in Winston-Salem. Again, I wish I could do some more video on the bus, but again, with people on the bus, I really don't want to do that. I don't think they like it. So unlike like the truck drivers, where they can put a camera on, vlog. But I'm thinking about getting another kind of a camera stand where I can put it on the windshield and go down the road frontwards. Because where this is at now, I can't do it, and I do need it where I'm at, because I do have to look at my GPS or my Google Maps when I'm driving. So I gotta be able to look down like I am now real quick and see, double check things on a map. So again, please like and subscribe. I hope you understand why I may not every day. I want to try to be consistent, but I feel like if I don't have really nothing worth showing or talking, I just don't want to waste your time. And let me know in your comments. That would be a big help to me, what you guys are thinking out there. But hit the like and subscribe. Let's keep on building and rolling. We're on a roll. Slowly gaining, and because of you, it's because of you guys. And tell me other things you like, or anything else you want to see or do out here on the bus, because we'll be out pretty busy now through the rest of the spring and summer. The hockey team will be ending up this weekend. Unfortunately, I won't get back with them. They were going to Atlanta and Charleston, but that was going to be a hard trip. Going down on a Friday afternoon for a game, and then after the game, pack up and drive 5 hours to Charleston. So I'm not really looking forward to that, but maybe you sign up and you take the good and the bad and the ugly. So that was going to be the last road trip. So I'm going to have to one day go by the hockey arena, practice and all that, say goodbye to the guys. A lot of guys move on. They may go to Europe. They may retire, go to other teams. So, a great bunch of guys, and, just like at least, hey, great year for you guys. And, wish the best to everybody. And we'll see who's here next year when we come back in August. So anyway, I got my cup. I've got a cup of 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is one of my better coffee I like going to, especially in the morning hours. Obviously, my first choice of coffee is Wawa. Plug out the Wawa. I was down in Florida, and obviously whenever I'm in Florida, I hit them when I can, every trip. 7-Eleven's good, QT is pretty good. So I have my preferences, Love's, truck stops, okay. 7-Eleven seems to be one of my more favorites, if not Wawa. So anyway, it's going to end it right now. Let's get over to the Anderson University softball field, pick the girls up, and we'll head northbound to Winston-Salem. So we'll see you up the road. Good morning from Knoxville, Tennessee. We're here the University of Georgia men's tennis team. Now, this is my first time in 26 years I've ever been with a tennis team. It's been real fascinating. Been a great bunch of guys, team, coaches, staff, outstanding to work with. It's one of the biggest things we look for is the ability of how good they are to work with us and us with them, and outstanding. Really look out for me. So anyway, I had my first match yesterday. Got to watch it. I played tennis as a kid growing up. Always loved tennis. Can't really play it much anymore with my knees being gone. Older age. Not dead yet, but can't really play tennis much anymore, although I'd love to. But I got to watch the match. My first college match ever was University of Tennessee versus Georgia, and Georgia won. Go Dogs. Some outstanding players there. The shots, I sat at center court for like an hour and a half, watched the games, and it's like they carry 8 players on a team, 6 play on a match of singles across the playing surface, and then they have an opening round. They have a team event doubles. So Georgia won the match. Saw some outstanding volleys, beautiful serves. It's just some fascinating, strong group of athletes. So today we're going to load up, head up to Lexington, Kentucky. And like I said, today I think at practice I'll talk a little bit more. The other day I just got so tired the last couple of days. I mentioned I was going to talk about the hours of service and our computer logs and all that. And I'll be honest, the last 2 days from the Anderson softball trip and then the first day here, I was exhausted. It was just almost 1,000 miles in 2 days with about 8 hours sleep, and less than that really between. I didn't feel like really doing anything otherwise. I'll just be honest, I hit my limit. So I didn't do nothing. So today I feel good, rested up, and we'll do that once we get to Lexington. We'll make a little stop at Jason's Deli, which I heard. I was like, oh yeah, one of my favorite little deli stops. Love the salad bar. Get some greens, watch the weight a little bit. And so we'll come back to you up there from the bluegrass state of Kentucky, up there in the horse country in Lexington, as we go up to play the Wildcats of Kentucky. That's going to do it here from Knoxville. About a 3-hour drive, going up I-75 over Jellicoe Mountain into Kentucky and into Lexington. So we got practice today at 3 o'clock, a couple hours that, and then a hotel. Tomorrow will be a long day. They play a match at 1 o'clock. I'll take them over for practice for an hour, come back to the hotel, take them over to the game. Games are about 3 hours. Can go 3-4 hours. I was surprised how long they can go. I'm gonna probably go back and get some rest at the hotel because it's a long night ahead. You know, from 5 o'clock on, it's about a 7-hour drive back to Athens, and they're very fortunately champion, realizing that the long overnight drive and getting back to Greenville after Athens would be really pushing it. So they got me a hotel in Commerce, Georgia. So I'll be down there in the morning, and then I'm going to run up to Greenville-Spartanburg Airport Easter Sunday night, pick up Clemson track and field, and take them back over to Clemson, and I'll be done. And next week on Tuesday begins the baseball season for me with the Greenville Drive as we go over to play the Hub City Spartanburgers, Spartanburg, South Carolina. And my favorite night of the year, I think, is going to be opening night at Spartanburg. Bring your cat night to the ballpark. Most parks have the bring your dog bark in the park. Well, it's kitty cat night. So, oh boy, I'm going to be out petting a lot of cats. I think I can see this coming around. All right, so we'll see you up in the bluegrass state of Kentucky. We'll get over here as now I feel fresh and able to want to really talk about the hours of service, show you the computer how it works, how it all lays out to where drivers see it. And hopefully you'll get a little better understanding of what the 10-hour rule of driving, 8 hours off, 15 hours on duty, etc., etc. So, all right, we'll see you up in Kentucky. Now, before we wrap up for today here, we are here for practice in Lexington, Kentucky, on the campus of the University of Kentucky. At a practice, and the Georgia men's who I'm driving is out practicing. Beautiful day. So if you rainy, crappy tomorrow, Easter Sunday. These boys they can bring it. They can bring it. Got to watch my first match yesterday ever with a college tennis team, as Georgia played Tennessee and they beat them. Yep, just like I used to do. Yeah, All right, we'll get back to the bus and we'll do a little bit about the hours of service rule with our computer and show it. Just wanted to walk around and see the first time here at the tennis courts in the UK. I've been here everything else: basketball, football, baseball, gymnastics, volleyball. Now tennis. There's a view here inside the inside courts in case there rains, like which may do tomorrow. Current roster of girls tennis team, Kentucky, and the guys. Now, let's go hit a bucket of balls. That'd be a lot of serves. Well, greetings everybody, here from the horse capital country of the United States, bluegrass country, Lexington, Kentucky. So we're about to wind down our trip here with the University of Georgia men's tennis team, which has been my first time with the tennis team. They've been absolutely great, absolutely top notch. The coaches, the staff, the players just have treated me real well. Always make sure I had things to eat, taking care of where I had to do things or where to get to. So they're out eating. I had a big lunch here at Jason's Deli, which I love. That was a good choice they made. I was like, good call. So out here, you got to kind of watch what you eat, really, I think. You can't overdo it because you can tend to overdo it out here on the buses where you can eat all meals all the time. So I'm just skipping tonight dinner and all that. And, go to bed, have breakfast in the morning. But anyway, this kind of leads into what I want to talk about. I mentioned in the last few episodes, we're going to go into the hours of service on our computer dispatch on our bus, and kind of explain the rules of for the buses. Trucks are a little bit different, but everybody who's in the transportation industry, whether it be airlines, pilots, flight attendants, have the same thing. Truck drivers, railroad engineers, conductors, bus drivers. We all have a certain amount of hours that we can work in a day, in a period, in a week, so forth. So I'm just going to cover with the buses because it's a little different for trucks, and I know it's a little different for the planes and the trains. But we all do come under federal mandates, federal guidelines that are set for us. So again, mine's just going to be relative to the bus. And as you're going to see on my computer, I am running a little bit low. And I'll explain that as far as my how many hours I can work in a 70-hour work week. And this past week has really pushed it. In springtime is notoriously busy for motor coaches, sports teams, charters, and all that. And this week, the last few weeks, really proved it. I was off Monday, just thankfully, and the only reason why, because I had to get my taxes done, so I had to be back in Greenville to get it done. Otherwise, I probably would have been in Atlanta. and we wouldn't have had a day off. So that day off is probably going to become a factor in the next day or so. But anyway, we'll explain that in a few minutes. But it's been a long, 2,000 miles that I've driven this week. And that don't sound like a whole lot, but when you factor in that there's a lot of downtime that I have, going to games, not driving at night, so forth, comparable to truck drivers will tell you they'll drive 3,000 or 4,000 a week, but they're rolling, where, myself, there's a lot of downtime. So when we do accumulate that kind of miles, it's over a relatively short period of time, and mine was, just to give an example, when I went Tuesday to Winston-Salem and back, that was 505 miles. Then Wednesday going down to Athens, and then Knoxville was like 430 something miles, so that's almost nearly 900 in 2 days. So I did about 200 and something today. Tomorrow will be the long day. Have to get up, take the guys over to the tennis facility. They got a 1 o'clock match. I'm going to come back. I have a late checkout, courtesy of Marriott and my status at Marriott. So I'll just rest my eyes. If I can sleep, I will. If I don't, at least rest my eyes, because I got about a 7-hour drive back to Athens, and it looks like it's going to be an all kind of rainy day all night, back in the rain. So that makes it a little bit even harder. So anyway, that's kind of what we're going to do tomorrow. And then, like I said, I'll be overnight in Athens, Georgia. And then Sunday on Easter, I'll be going over to Greenville-Spartanburg Airport, pick up Clemson University track, and take them back to campus on Clemson. And then I'll wrap it up, and I will be off Monday, and then begin a 6-day road trip with the Greenville Drive, the minor league team of the Boston Red Sox. And it's going to be a long one, about 25 miles worth every day back over to Spartanburg and back. But for me, that's like a home game, because I get to be home usually by 10:30, 11 o'clock every night, and get to be in my own bed, see my family, see my cats, get up in the morning, have a normal morning, go out to the stadium, pick them up, and then go over to Spartanburg and come back. So that's going to wrap it up here. I'm going to show you a few minutes about our hours of service, and we'll cover that. So see you in a minute. Okay, as we're back here looking at my crew here, as they've been piling up the miles along with me every day. And again, these are, again, I love cats, and one day I'm going to just do a little short video here showing my crew at home, all 7 of them, the little crazy cats. These kind of represent what I have at home. But anyway, here's what we live by. And different companies have different kind of models, different versions, but this is what we have here. And what you're looking at is, right now I'm off duty. So those buttons I have to hit when I go on duty, it'll go over to the drive, where you see on the so the top line is how many hours I've driven today. I can only do 10 hours in a day. That's all a driver's a motor coach can do. We can drive no more. We can't do 10:01. It's 10 hours, or you go into violation. It goes on your record, goes into the records of the company, and they got to explain or deal with DOT as to why you were violating federal law. So that's something we don't do. There is some leeway that we're able to work with. Like I say, you're into, say, real bad weather, like snow, ice, tornadoes, something that delays you. They do like up to 2 hours, but you've got to be able to document it and explain where, how, what time. So, when they come do inspections at the office for your logs, and how they do it, talk about DOT logs, they'll come in and do an inspection, say a yearly DOT check, and they may come in and say, I want to see the logs for Joe, Tom, Mary, Steve. And then they pull mine and Mary and Tom's and all out, and they look at them, they can scrutinize them, and then match them up. And again, if you have a violation, then it shows it, and they go back and look at the records for that area and say, well, was there an accident at 10:02 on I-75? Yes, then you're clear. So you just can't randomly do that. So anyway, top line is for the 10 hours of driving that you're allowed. The second line that says right now 8 hours 18 minutes is how many hours you can be on duty on the total day. So that counts being on the bus, not driving, but you're still involved with bus activities, like say cleaning the bus, fueling the bus, doing your pre-trip, post-trip. All that is cumulative. So right now, I'm sitting on 8 hours left, 8 hours, 18 minutes. So that's 15 hours. So I can only work totally, that's counting driving, 15 hours in a day. And the bottom line is, what shows that I'm getting close, but I should be okay, because that'll change tomorrow, is the 70-hour rule, which means you can't work no more than 70 hours in a 7-day period. And I believe it's 7-day period. So I've only got 11 hours left. So if that was showing tomorrow 11 hours and I have to drive 12 hours back to Athens and Greenville, whatever, then I would be in violation. So normally I wouldn't, I would let the dispatch know, and they would make alternate arrangements. But again, I know that tomorrow it's going to flip and change. So anyway, those are the buttons on the bottom we hit. So if I was doing a pre-trip, it shows on the computer that I've done a pre-trip of the bus. At the end of the trip, I do a post-trip. If I'm unloading or loading passengers, I hit the button and show loading and unloading. And just the things on the bottom, the adverse conditions. Like I said, if I was to hit an unusual kind of traffic jam, not rush hour, but unusual traffic problem, I could hit that, where it would give me a little more time allowance. And personal advances, if you were off duty, not working anything to do with a charter at all, and you were at a hotel and you wanted to drive, say, to a restaurant or to a supermarket and not use any more hours up on your clock, that would allow you to drive and not be, accumulating any more miles, where sometimes it does get close. And one time, I know I was coming in a place, I think it was Knoxville years ago, I had rolled in, I had 1 minute left, and I was getting real close. So, you don't want to get down that close, but, sometimes it is what it is, and, I made it okay. So, that's kind of, let me go back on our clock here, but that's basically what we go by. We monitor it as we go along through the day. So if I saw a situation where, our office or any dispatch office or charter office, they make a trip plan according to what they get from the group for the scheduled itinerary. Sometimes it don't always work out. Sometimes there's more things on it, and it adds more time, more miles, whatever. And so it's up to us to be alert and say, okay, we're running into a situation where I might run out of hours of driving. I might be going over 10. At that point, I got to let dispatch know, so they'll make alternate arrangements. And what happens in that case is, like say I'm coming back to Greenville with a trip, and it's taking a lot longer than it should have, and I'm going to be over 10 hours. They'll either have a driver meet me somewhere, and we'll switch out to where I would be in a personal car, and then I'm no longer under the guidelines of the dispatch and driving a bus, so I can get back, or stay at a hotel or somewhere like that. So that's how it kind of works. But this is what we go by. This is our ironclad rule of the road here. We can't go in and fudge it. Now, years ago, and what happened, why this came to be, and it's really a good thing. For all the years I first started, we had paper logs, and anybody who knows about trucking and busing, the paper logs where you could fudge and make any kind of adjustments, to give you more time to get where you're going, and you never had to worry about it. But also, there were some companies that were, unscrupulous, and they would, really pile it on to the driver and make them do this and make them go way over, and just really brutally give the driver a hard time as far as his hours. So it came down to where, there's accidents, especially involving the trucking industry, to where fatigue was a big factor, and this was the way the government figured out they could do to regulate hours of service, deal with fatigue for drivers, and to know that you cannot drive over 10 hours. So again, when you hit 10 hours in 1 minute, you're over in violation. So that's something we all don't do. You don't want to do. You don't want any kind of records. There's heavy fines involved, or if companies are doing it, if you're violating it, purposely, drivers will be fined and all that. So it's something that you really try to avoid. So anyway, that is it in a nutshell, the hours of service rule. And again, this is only pertaining to buses, trucks. Again, I don't want to speculate or tell you something wrong. As one of my people on here, don't be writing a book report about it. I believe they can drive 13 hours, but don't quote me on it, or we can do only 10. And they look at us a little more stringently, you know, because we're carrying passengers where, you know, trucks are carrying cargo. Although they can do the same kind of damage, we can really cause a whole lot more loss of life. So anyway, it's a good thing. Keeps everything more regulated, keeps everything under control, keeps everything safe. You know, sometimes it does cause headaches, you know, on trips where, you know, companies have got to scramble and get other drivers to come in and relieve you to get you back to where you're coming, or to get the bus back home in the group. But that's at a minimal. So we've been doing this for about maybe, I want to say 15 years maybe now. Seems like maybe a little less, but it's been a good while, and it works pretty good. So anyway, that's going to do it here. You know, please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed a little brief synopsis here of the federal DOT hours of service as it relates to buses. Hit that like and subscribe. I know I haven't done a lot in the last few days, but it's really, I've been really kind of tired the last couple days, especially that first day on Wednesday. I just didn't want to touch nothing, didn't want to talk. I don't think you wanted to hear me. I didn't want to hear myself. You know, you kind of hit a wall, and so again, like I said, I'm only going to do things and videos when I know I got something relative and pertinent and all that. So anyway, that's going to do it here from Lexington, Kentucky. I'm going to wait on my group to get done here at the restaurant, pick them up, go back to the hotel, have a night off, good night rest, and start heading back home tomorrow afternoon, back to Athens, Georgia. All right, remember, go big or go home. See y'all later.